Most of us have read various books throughout our lives, whether they were romantic, scientific, comedic, or even sorrowful. But have you ever come across a book that could potentially bring death to its reader, or do something that would prevent them from having a peaceful moment for the rest of their life? Welcome to another episode of Nobody Knows. In this segment, we're going to talk about some spooky and bizarre books that, according to some, might be written by Satan himself or inhabited by malevolent spirits. These are the kinds of books that could give you information that might drive you insane. Stay tuned for some eerie book talk. Number 1, The Necronomicon is one of the weirdest books out there, rumored to contain dark knowledge capable of bringing the dead back to life. The meaning of the name is quite bizarre. Face of the Owner of the Dead. One of the most intriguing aspects is the material used for the cover of the first edition, made from the skin of a human abdomen. Initially, people thought this book was purely fictional, and several editions were printed and distributed. However, once the true nature of the book became known, its publication was halted. Complete copies were gathered, and some were even burned. Nevertheless, the original version still exists in the private collection of the Central Library of Massachusetts. Number 2, The Orphan was written between 1608 and 1615 by a fallen priest named Martin de Leon Cardenas, who had broken his sacred vows and sworn allegiance to the devil. What's intriguing about this book is that, to this day, it has never been published. The reason behind it is quite mysterious. Whenever someone attempts widespread publication, they die under bizarre circumstances. For instance, in 1965, Belinda Palacios discovered a fragment of the original manuscript hidden in the archives of a Spanish-language society in America. However, shortly after people started examining and studying the book, they began to die in strange and gruesome ways. It was then that Palacios realized the cursed nature of the book. Now, after 400 years since its writing, no one has dared to risk publishing it. Number 3, Unlimited Grimoires was sold at an auction in 2013 for a whopping $13,165. However, at the time of sale, the seller issued a warning that sent shivers down the spines of everyone present. Any non-believer who dabbles with these books will face the curse of death. According to some information and hearsay, grimoires are supposed to be burned after the death of the sorcerer who wrote them. However, this fate did not befall this particular book. The grimoire was penned by a priest named Persephone Adrastea Irene in the early 1960s. It's a reconstructed version of her mother's grimoires, containing a vast collection of spells, curses, charms, and even ways to communicate with demons, summon spirits, capture jinn, and interact with supernatural beings. The opening pages of the book explicitly warn the reader, "To those not of the craft, the reading of this book is forbidden. Proceed no further, or justice will exact a swift and terrible retribution, and you will surely suffer at the hand of the craft." Number 4, The Lesser Key of Solomon is a cursed grimoire of demonology, and its author remains unknown to this day. It is said to have been compiled in the 17th century. The book contains sections on how to evoke spirits, demons, and the dead, as well as methods to control and summon these entities to carry out the reader's commands. It covers peculiar topics like becoming invisible, finding lost or stolen items, creating love potions, and making persuasive alcoholic beverages. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of book you can casually acquire and use at your convenience. According to those who possess copies of this book, there is a curse associated with it that leads to dangerous problems for the owner. These issues include constantly hearing the voices of spirits and demons, the book mysteriously flying and turning pages on its own, and various supernatural occurrences. It is said that the only way to rid oneself of the curse is to burn the book and scatter its ashes in a river. Number 5. The Codex Gigas is famously known as the Devil's Bible. This book dates back to the 12th century and weighs nearly 165 pounds. It is said to have been written by a monk who broke his spiritual vows, turned his back on God, and began practicing Satanism, leading to his condemnation to death. The night before his execution, he decides to compile all the knowledge he possessed about humanity into a single book. However, realizing he doesn't have enough time to finish it, he summons Lucifer and asks for assistance in completing the book in exchange for his soul. According to beliefs, this book was then completed by Lucifer himself and is filled with extremely horrifying information and images. It includes paintings of Lucifer and other demonic entities, making it a truly unsettling piece. Number 6. The Book of Soiga is about demonology and the identification of demons, dating back to the 16th century. An interesting aspect of this book is that only 2 copies of it exist. One of them belonged to John Dee, who dedicated his entire life to deciphering the book. He concluded that the book is filled with dark secrets, demonic enchantments, but despite all his efforts, he was unable to unlock the final 36 pages of the book. It is said that, in despair, Dee summoned the angel Uriel for assistance. However, Uriel explained to him that the book was created when humanity was expelled from paradise, and only the archangel Michael could decipher it. If you are intrigued to decode this book, be warned that, according to legends, anyone who successfully unlocks the final 36 pages will perish within 2.5 years and will never have a good life thereafter. Number 7. The Grand Grimoire is one of the deadliest and most terrifying forbidden books in the world. It is said that the author of this book was possessed by Satan in the 16th century, earning it the nickname the Satanic Bible. The book is filled with dark secrets, such as spells that can teach the reader how to summon a demon or even resurrect the dead. However, using these powers comes at a great cost to the reader. It is said that anyone who reads this grimoire willingly offers their soul to the devil, making the original copy of the book securely stored in the Forbidden Books archive in the Vatican. Number 8. Magic of Abramelin the Mage is a 3-part book on spiritual and mystical topics written in the 15th century by Abraham the Jew for his son. Translated into English in 1900, this book quickly gained notoriety as a cursed text. Abraham believed that each individual has a personal demon, and by reading this book, one could discover ways to control and harness their personal demon, fulfilling all their desires. The book provides symbols and magical invocations to perform supernatural feats. However, the biggest challenge with this book is that even possessing a copy may lead to harassment by spirits and demons, potentially disturbing your eternal peace. Thanks for watching the video till the end. Support us with a like and subscribe, and don't forget to share the clip with your friends.